Transmite en su canal de frecuencia modulada estereofónica multiplex La Voz Radio, desde New Haven, Connecticut, al mundo.
Hello and good afternoon here live from New Haven, 103.5 FM WNHH, La Voz Hispana Radio from downtown New Haven, streaming live, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and www.lavozhispanaradio.com. Buenas tardes a WNHH 103.5 FM, aquí en downtown New Haven, vivo por Facebook, YouTube y Twitter, y por www.lavozhispanaradio.com, por los videos en vivo. Hoy tenemos un invitado bien especial de la comunidad, una persona de negocio, una persona de la comunidad, y mucho más. Today, joining me for the interview, we have a philanthropist, businessman, and community activist, Mr. Rodney Williams, has joined us today. Better known as Rock in the community, right? Can we do that?
Yes.
Rock?
Yes.
All right.
You can do that.
All right. We got Rock in the building. For those who don't know Mr. Rock, he is a community activist. He is a business leader. He is a guy who you can tap on the shoulder and ask a question, and he will give you an answer to better yourself. And to me, he's is what a leader should be here in the city of New Haven. Many people have egos and they're very delicate. This businessman is business first. And what do you want to cover? I mean, you can tell me what you want to talk about.
Listen,
this is free because you said normally the media is dictating the narrative. Today, we're a little free with it. So we can, first of all, let's go with your background. You're from New Haven, right?
I'm from New Haven. I grew up in New Haven. I came here from New York 1978. Number 11 of 18 brothers and sisters. So I went to Lincoln Bassett, I went to Jackie Robinson, I graduated from Hill House High School.
Le dijo al caballero que está aquí en New Haven desde el 1978, estudió aquí en New Haven, en Lincoln Bassett, fue a Jackie Robinson y también fue a Hill House, y es uno de 18 o de 11, one of 11 or...
I'm number
11 of 18.
18 brothers and
Número
sisters.
11 de 18. How was that in the household, being in that middle group? You had older ones beating you up, younger ones to chase around?
The only good thing was, the big family like that, you don't really got to worry about too many people bothering you.
Dice él, con una familia así de grande no tiene que estar preocupado con gente molestándolo en el vecindario. How was your experience here in New Haven growing up, and what made you stay here as a businessman? Because normally people of your aptitude, of your knowledge, of your understanding of business, they take their talents and go chase that money somewhere else. What compelled you to stick around?
Well, I grew up in Newhallville. When I was younger, really didn't have too much. But my brother got me into drywall when he was about maybe 16 years old. And what I realized is with a good work ethic, this city is capable of allowing you to make a lot of money. And that's the truth. I tell people that New Haven is a gold mine, but it seemed like it's a gold mine for a lot of people other than the residents. When you look at the fact that they built the Q Bridge, to allow the traffic to come into the city to make the money to go back to the suburbs. I feel like the black and Hispanics in this town, the leaders or the so-called leaders, we need to come together. We owe the youth underneath us, we owe them that, because if we don't come together and try to figure out how to create jobs, how to save some of these kids in our community, the truth is, at the rate this city growing, the city going to grow without us. Everybody talk about gentrification, affordable housing. The truth is this: if you're making money, you could afford to live any place you want to live. And people in this city are making money. And that's why they're capable of moving here. There's jobs here, we can make money, but the truth is, we need more opportunities. We have black leadership, we have Hispanic leadership, but the black and Hispanic leadership, in my eyes, no disrespect to nobody, I just feel like we need to do a better job of not just trying to do for each individual group. We need to come together and make sure both of us good, because at the end of the day, we're stronger together than apart. And that's what a lot of people like when they separate you, because they could deal with you by yourself and you think you're getting something, but you're really getting less than we could get together.
Para la gente que está escuchando ahí afuera en inglés, él empezó en su juventud a los 14 años con su hermano y aprendió seguidita cómo a trabajar con un talento tremendo para el negocio. Ahí empezó. Entonces cuando se graduó, se quedó aquí porque aquí en New Haven él sabe que aquí hay oportunidades para echar para adelante y ganar dinero, mucho dinero. Pero la gente no lo ve así. La gente piensa que el dinero es por todos lados, pero no. Cuando construyeron el puente nuevo de Q Bridge, que está ahí, ese puente es para la gente sea más fácil entrar a la ciudad y a ganar su dinero y volver a su vecindario en la costa y no quedarse aquí. So, nosotros aquí en nuestra comunidad, dice el señor Rodney, que los gentes de color y los hispanos deben unirse y trabajar juntos para la juventud. Porque si no se juntan separados, no se puede lograr nada, no se puede lograr ninguna meta para ayudar a la comunidad. Y no quiere ofender los líderes que tenemos en la comunidad ahora, pero tenemos que hacer un mejor trabajo para la juventud de hoy, a reunirnos entre los dos raíces, porque aquí estamos separados, los hispanos un lado y la gente de color del otro lado. Y así no se puede bregar. Juntos podemos a traer soluciones para la juventud que en la ciudad de New Haven nos necesita, porque hasta anoche había otro tiroteo aquí en Star Street en Shelton. So, él está hablando sobre eso y los líderes tienen que soportar algo, traerlos juntos para comparar ideas y soluciones. I'm going to ask you in English as we move on. You say about bringing leaders together. I mean, that's very difficult. I mean, because you always have personalities, and we all have our distinct personalities and ideas of how we should be moving forward. When you say we should come together, what is your vision? I mean, I want to give you a second here because I got to thank Mr. Rock because he's taking his time out from his daily business. He got like 5 phones here, so. But
it's important.
It's important.
It's important to take the time to, like, I feel like God put people in your life for a reason. Mm-hmm. And I just met you.
Oh, yeah, we met like, what, a month ago, 2 months ago?
Yeah. When you say that we all got our ways, we do. But the truth is, we got to stop thinking about us. Mm-hmm. And we got to start thinking about the people that we need to be trying to help. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it don't help people for us to get caught up in ourselves. And it's a hard thing to do. I had to learn it. So what you're saying is the truth. But we need to identify those that can get past that, and eventually the rest of them are going to do the same thing. We have to start somewhere. And I think the building, I feel, need to start today.
Dice el señor que es bien importante que a veces es un milagro de Dios que uno se encuentra con otro. Yo conocí al señor Rock en menos de un mes, casi un mes y medio, pero ya estamos trabajando juntos y dando uno al otro oportunidades para lograr la meta de hacer una unión en nuestra ciudad de los líderes. Y a veces es difícil. Es difícil, no es fácil, pero si hay 2 o 3 de los más grandes que pueden empezar, después la otra gente van a seguir de atrás de ese ejemplo que estamos buscando. Now, we're doing community building, and you're trying to build community on a different level, because now, community building on a grassroots, but you're talking about community building where, these are people that are influential, can make a difference both financially and either spiritually, because I know you know people in the Christian, Christian community too. You know them leaders,
Yeah.
and so and then So what other kind of leaders are you looking for outside of financial and spiritual help?
I feel like we should identify the youth, the young youth, the Black and Hispanic, so we can mentor them, but we can also put them together with each other. So this bridge building that I'm talking about, it's two levels. It's the older adults need to learn that we need to build with each other, but we also need to grab the youth that's underneath us and help them. But then we also need to bring them together too on the lower level too. And it's work. But if we don't do this, the way the city's growing, a lot of us won't be able to exist here. And that's the truth. There's a lot of projects here. There's more projects in the pipeline. If we could train our kids for some of these jobs, because if you go around and you look on these jobs, a lot of the people that's working on this job, they really don't look like us. And if you check, some of them that do look like us, they don't live here.
Lo que dice el Señor que para crear una comunidad distinto o nuevo, nosotros tenemos que trabajar juntos de una persona a otra, un adulto a otro adulto, y a buscar la manera de apoyar uno a los otros. Y después coger unos jóvenes y buscar los jóvenes que son líderes del futuro, y traerlos bajo de esa sombrilla y trabajar con ellos también. Y para desarrollar esos talentos de líderes que necesitamos, porque como estamos creciendo en esta ciudad y como van las cosas ahora, va a ser muy difícil para nosotros quedarnos aquí, vivir aquí en una manera saludable con lo que está ocurriendo. Like you said, y también dice él también que necesitamos dar entrenamiento a nuestra cultura, a la gente de color, hispano o cualquiera, porque hay muchos trabajos aquí que tú vas para un sitio de construcción y no hay ningún persona de color, ningún hispano. No hay representación de nuestra comunidad en esos trabajos. So, tenemos que tener entrenamiento también para esa gente, para coger esos trabajos en la comunidad. We were talking earlier about, you mentioned that going on the work site and somebody was working operating a machinery, but you need training to operate that machinery.
That's right.
But how are you going to get that hands-on training, because you need hours? So what kind of, how can we help circumvent that?
The system is designed to do exactly what it's doing. You have to have an operator license to operate machinery. But we're not given the opportunity to be trained to operate. So in that field, there are very few Black and very few Hispanics that are operators. Them jobs pay a lot of money. And them jobs is the first phase of every project that's being done in this city. I would like to just bring something to everybody's attention, even when you're looking at the fact that when projects go up in our community and you look and you see there are a lot of Hispanics on a lot of projects here. But a lot of the Hispanics that's on these projects, they're not from New Haven. And to me, I feel that's kind of disrespectful, because it took a while for economic development to come to this city. The residents and the people that live here should be benefiting from the economic development financially. So there's quotas and goals that they're supposed to set. And a lot of times people say, oh, yeah, we hit our quota. And they have the numbers when you look at them, the Black and Hispanics. But what a lot of people don't do that I do is I peel it back. Yeah, they Black and Hispanic, but let's figure out where they live at. Because if we got projects that are being built in our city and we have young Black and Hispanic kids and young men and older men that need employment, and we can't get them onto the job, eventually we won't be able to exist here. So when everybody talking about affordable housing, it doesn't matter how cheap the rent is. If you ain't got no money, you ain't gonna pay rent, and you're gonna have to go anywhere. So I just when I say that we need to come together, the Black and Hispanics, like the contractors, who are they? Let's identify them. You know, I would love to talk to them, and I'm working with Black contractors right now, but I would love to work with some Hispanic contractors and do the same thing and help them grow. Because if you get to a certain level, it's not necessarily about you pulling somebody up. It's about at least throw back the ladder. If you throw back the ladder, you allow somebody to climb up. A lot of people get what they get, and not only that they don't help you come up, they won't even throw the rope back. And that's what it's about with me.
Cada vez que este hombre habla, tanta información que es casi imposible. Lo que está diciendo es que aquí en New Haven hay muchos proyectos, mucho dinero. La gente, hay muchos hispanos envueltos en ese dinero, pero muchos de ellos no viven aquí en New Haven. So, las personas que viven en New Haven, que necesitan el dinero, necesitan el trabajo, no tienen esa oportunidad, no tienen la licencia, no tienen los recursos para coger el contrato. Entonces, no importa cuánto de barato son las rentas aquí, sin trabajo no puede pagar ninguna renta, no va a tener casa. Y él como contratista está trabajando con mucha gente de su comunidad ahora, él está buscando gente de color para trabajar con ellos. Y ahora está interesado buscando gente que son hispanos, que son contratistas aquí en New Haven, para trabajar con ellos también, para mantenernos en común, crear una comunidad entre esos contratos que están aquí, para mantener el dinero aquí en New Haven, para ayudar a la gente. As a businessman, and you were business first. I'll give you that much. You are a constant mind of business. Who gave you that mindset? I mean, who do you contribute that mindset to?
I contribute a lot of it to the late Wendell Harp, because when I worked for Wendell, and I used to manage a lot of his properties, and I remember going into the office, and he'd be on the phone, and I'd be like, hey, big guy, I need to talk to you for a minute. And he used to always act like he didn't have time, and it used to bother me. And then one day he said to me, he said, Rock, it's not that I don't have time, but there's a lot of problems that need to be solved in the day, and in the course of the day. He said, what I need you to do is solve the problem, then when you see me, tell me what the problem was that you solved. So what he taught me was, he taught my brain to problem solve. So that's why even when I talk with you about different stuff, and it's a problem, my brain works like a flour sifter, that when something go through my brain and it's not a problem, it just go through the sifter. But if my brain realizes it's a problem, it automatically grabs it, wait a minute, and it